Why do so many people instinctively dislike modern architecture? Traditional architectural styles from around the world typically make use of natural materials.
That's so.
Think of thatched cottages, bamboo houses, stone churches, mud brick walls, cobble streets, slate roofs, and tapped huts. Compare those traditional buildings to a modern structure made of steel, glass, and concrete. There is something subtly but deeply unnatural about these urban environments.
Continue.
A subtle effect of using natural materials is that buildings are much more congruous with the surrounding landscape. Traditionally, people use what was available locally, hence different parts of the world have vastly different traditional styles that made sense in context. Whereas modern architecture disperses the same materials, shapes, and colors across the world. And so that's another reason why modern architecture feels so unnatural. It has no connection whatsoever to the surrounding environment. But let's break it down further. There are some highly specific ways in which modern architecture diverges from the natural world, and this is why most people often feel ill at ease in modern spaces. The human eye is incredibly powerful, and the natural world is full of immense textural variation. But modern materials like chrome, glass, and plastics don't have the same textural depth. It's subtle, but it makes them feel deeply unnatural. The natural world is full of color, and even something as ostensibly simple as a tree bark is brimming with tonal variation. When you construct with natural materials, this inherent color variation becomes part of the building itself. Compare that to the solid block colors of the plastics used to clad modern buildings, for example.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
They're at odds with the natural world. This isn't about buildings that directly imitate the natural world, but some shapes are more natural than others. So too the level of details and proportions. And when unnatural materials are used, they can be informed by the natural world. The San Judo Pagoda in Japan or the Durham Cathedral in England both somehow feel compatible with the natural world. Compare some typical Victorian cast iron railing with modern day chrome equivalent. You'll notice the difference quite easily. And did you know that the famous columns of the classical architecture are direct translations of more natural construction methods? That alone understates the importance of how shapes play in defining the evolution of architecture. The columns in ancient Greek temples used to be made from tree trunks, and when they started using stones, they kept the same form. Classical architects based the proportions of their buildings on those of the human body. Their scale for construction was intimately tied to an order system which produced balance and proportion. Could the same be said of modern skyscrapers? I doubt. Without considering texture, shape, or color contributes to the feeling that modern architecture is unnatural. Its colors, textures, shape, materials, and scale are incongruous with the natural world. Of course, not all modern architecture suffers from this problem, obviously. But it partially explains why so many people instinctively dislike modern architecture. And this video isn't about returning to the past. It's about the future and how we can build better. I also hope it has enlightened you with regards to the built infrastructure. And with that in mind, let me know through the comment section how you think the built industry will evolve. And until next time, bye!